Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on what is an absolutely picture-perfect day here in Hollandale Beach. It is a Sunday fun day at Gulfstream Park. You can see the weather, absolutely beautiful. Fast main track, a firm turf course, Tapeta as well. You can barely see a breeze in the sky, and we've had a cold day or two. This is the nicest one we've had in quite some time.
Oh, it's
right?
Beyond beautiful. It really is. It's an exciting day to come out and join us when the weather's beautiful like this. We have a fantastic 10-race card as well. I'm sure there's some ball things going on too.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Fun day yesterday with 11 races, a couple state-bred stakes, two really good maiden special weights that went down for the 3-year-olds. Todd Pletcher, the Hall of Famer, flexing his muscles a little bit, and two horses joined the party for the Curlin Florida Derby. That is for sure. Rainbow Six today, though, $150,000 in the estimated jackpot with a big carryover already, too.
Yeah, and it paid fantastic yesterday, too, even with 3 to 5 of Dream On, maybe shorter than that. But yeah, 150. We'll take the over in that for sure. Fast track, firm turf, and fun latter half of the card as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree totally. 200 could be in play today. It's
Yeah.
going to be a big number. Let's take a look at the early pick 5. Very few real important, we'll call them, scratches and changes. I've got an $18 early pick 5. We'll kick that off in about 56 minutes. And yesterday that pool was very large. Today will be no different. We'll get to the opener in a quick second. In race number 2, the top pick is the 5, and that is Gulfstream. Race number 3, the top pick is the 4, and that is Invisible String. Race number 4, the top pick there is the 2, and that is Dixie Preach. And in race number 5, a single with Forwardly, who at least on paper should be a very short number. $18 to kick things off here, and as I mentioned, 55 minutes to post. We're on a firm turf course in race number 1. Rails again at 38 feet. It's a clean 9-pack here, and what is a state-bred maiden special weight for these newly turned 3-year-olds. And early in the betting, a big favorite with the 6 Lomax, and I don't really think that's going to change much, but you're going to try Lower Broadway, who was a complete no-show, and he better duck because the kitchen sink's being thrown at him today.
Yeah. Well, let's show the tropical turf pick.
Okay, yeah,
too.
that's right, too. That's right.
Yeah, it paid well yesterday. $54. The 6 was the last one I lopped off on my race number 1 because otherwise it would have been, get this, $72.
Whoa.
I didn't do the maths. They did upstairs.
Very impressed.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, they told me. Sorry. I'm going to take credit for not taking credit. So race 8, it is 5 furlongs on the turf a little bit later. I have the 1 Soul Hope on top, but I'm also using Tiffany Gold as well as Shoshana. And in the finale, Corruption and War Officer. That is a tough race. We'll get into it later, but $54 to play. And as you alluded to, race 1, Lower Broadway. This is my long shot play of the day here. I'll know really quickly what is going on with him. So in his last race, he took money. I thought I picked him last race. I liked him a lot. They've gelded him. They put blinkers on him. He gets LASIX on for the first time. I didn't figure, whenever he was asked, he just started going straight up and down. And usually that when they start jumping up and down on the dirt, good indication of a turf horse here. I don't know if he's cheap, if maybe something happened internally, but I think that I'll find out very quickly. We'll take a look at him again here. I need a refresher on if he looks like a grass horse, feet-wise, but Tyler stays aboard, and I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, and he's worked twice since then, a homebred here, and they're not dipping him in for a tag either. I think that's positive. I also think it's pretty positive that he catches a group that he's not going to look to the left or right of and be too overwhelmed with. Lomax had a really short number. This is the half the Catholic Boy, and I know we got Curlin on the top of this pedigree, but Catholic Boy, we know him as a dirt horse and a Travers winner. He did win a Grade 1 on the turf, and he joined the trivia question is there's been 3 horses to win Grade 1 races as a 3-year-old on the turf and the dirt, and it's Catholic Boy, Secretariat.
Yeah, Secretariat.
And California Chrome. It's wild.
That's such
an
odd group.
Yeah, so he was a heck of a racehorse. With that being said, Lomax kind of sort of spun his wheels on the Tapeta in his debut.
He did, and at least he got the start under his belt now. We welcome Irad Ortiz back. He was bopping around at Tampa yesterday. So, we'll see. I think this horse is going to move up for sure.
Yeah, Let's take a look at Gianluca Be Lucky
Yeah.
because he ran pretty well
He did.
in what was not only his turf debut but his two-turn debut too.
Yeah, I picked him this day too. I was a big fan of him, and I don't know if this is a strong race in hindsight. Curved is in the mix too here. That's who's going to be the number one.
Yep.
He's the 5 in your replay. Gianluca Be Lucky ran well though. That was his first time 2 turns, first time grass, first start in a while. To me, this is the horse to beat. To me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based on the turf race?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curved was I don't want to say dreadful. That's not
But-
fair. He wasn't very good.
No, he wasn't.
And he's got a huge pedigree he's got a huge pedigree, period,
Yeah.
let alone for a Florida bred. His damn O'Sare could run.
Oh yeah.
So we got to see if Curve's going to maybe Lasix helps him, moves much way better. He was a major disappointment in his debut and
Yep.
what was not the saltiest field either. Early pick 4 in race number 2, and I'll just tweet that ticket out. It's a mile and a 16th. This is the short stretch finish line here. 12-5 claimers. These are fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won to. A field of 6 in here, and you'll pop right back with Searchy, who finally got the job done last time, albeit on the Tapeta.
She did. This is my best bet, so I've
Okay.
just got a little bit of a double here. But the second place finisher came back to win. The 4th place finisher came back to win out of that race. It's a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. Completely changes the trajectory because now we're on the dirt. But she's been on it a couple times, but never going 2 turns. I think this is interesting here today. I like the post position, and yeah, we'll see.
She certainly worked well over in the
Yes.
morning, if not.
And she's not going to be short, so.
No,
Yeah.
no, she's going to have to hustle into that first turn. It's
will.
a very quick. I'm certainly not picking Southern Palace, nor are you, and that's why I picked Gulfstream. To me, you look at this race on paper, I think Gulfstream has a legitimate chance to wire this field.
Yep.
We get an apprentice allowance with Melvis Gonzalez, and we get the short stretch finish line. So she's going to hit the far turn, and it's right there in front of you. I'll take a shot with her.
Why not?
Yeah.
This is a race that you can do that in.
7-5 on the morning line with Southern Palace. If they don't bet her, I'd be very, very trepidatious because she's no great shakes, and now she's plunging to 12-5.
Yeah, but I do like the fact she gets back on the dirt. Though.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think that's going to help her, and she has not yet run on dry land on the
Exactly.
main track,
Yeah.
too. So I think she's clearly the horse to beat. I wouldn't want a short number on her,
Nope.
but she is the horse to beat. Let's go to race number 3 now. 6 furlongs on a fast main track. These are the newly turned 3-year-old fillies in a maiden special weight. We saw the Colts go 6 yesterday. Fillies will do it today. No changes other than Rajiv Mirage will ride the 2. She's Dragon Lady. Raylu Gutierrez off this one, but we watched him walk back yesterday,
Yeah,
and that was very, very good to see. You're down on the inside with Stay Classy. A lot like race 1, another kind of sort of, we got to get a real quick about face after not firing last time.
Yeah, and it was a hard stop in her last race. And when you see stopped, you think the Lasix is gonna help here.
Right.
And you're gonna have to go from this spot. And the works in the morning on paper at least are good. No works online of this, but I like the promises fulfilled. I think that they're gonna be okay. We'll see, but at least she's got speed.
Yeah, and Dale Romans would know what Promises Fulfilled
Exactly.
is all about.
Yeah.
Dale never wins with first-time starters, and in a 12-horse field at Churchill Downs, this gal was 9-5.
Isn't that crazy? It's insane.
That is wild, and
Yeah.
she ran well. The winner ran off that day, but she ran very, very well. Something went amiss last time. Maybe the L, like you said, Lasix. It does kind of sort of look like that on paper. So we'll see what we get. But as you said, she better break running today. This is. You see the 2 first-time starters are pretty stiff on the morning line, led by Invisible Strong. She's got a nice pedigree. Her dam won the Schuylerville up at Saratoga by 9 lengths, the grade 3 for 2-year-old fillies. She also won her debut. Otto the Conqueror won the Springboard Mile. She's a half to this one. Maybe the 6 is short for her, but I have to believe she's a runner.
Yeah. She's got to be. And Payson, too, you see more horses first time out win from Payson than you do from Palm Meadows. I feel like it's just a pretty deep surface. So they'll be fit.
I didn't like the afternoon runners, and that's why I've got Pop Art. They paid $750. Glen Hill did for this daughter of Medaglia d'Oro. I will say this, and the dam, was pretty good too. Won her debut. Both first-time starters that are at least supposed to take money are definitely bred to run farther.
Yeah, they are. It's interesting. This filly has been working for months now, and it hasn't really missed a beat. And now she's here. I just find that very interesting. In October, there was a work of her. She worked really well.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago, but.
Outside draw. That could be a little tricky. Let's take a look at Fast Market now.
Yeah.
She's one of those experienced runners coming down from Aqueduct for John Terranova, who never wins with first-time starters. She kind of dueled and then tired going a mile, right?
Dueled is, look at the fractions. In a one-turn mile, this is impossible. Look at this. And she actually got the lead going in, and we're not going to run the whole thing through here, but thank you so much, Bob, for finding this. I know that this is not easy, but this was the whole way up until the top of the stretch. I mean, this is tough.
Yeah.
Very, very tough. And John Terranova typically doesn't win first time out, to be honest. He doesn't really win
He's 0 for 17,
0 for 17 second time out, but this is a tough ask. First time out to run your eyeballs out like that. I prefer volatile sprinting anyway. She still hung on, and I'm not going to play the rider game too much, but Joel Rosario's on this horse. I would think maybe Clement would, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think she might be a problem for your horse, though, because you got a lot of speed in there. But
yes.
And look at the Cassie runner. They didn't bet a cent on her at Saratoga, which is so odd, 17-1, and we haven't seen her since. So Samantha will get a look at them because there's a lot going on here in race number 3. Race number 4, we go $170 on the Tapeta. These are 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2. Tag here is 12-5. We do scratch the 3. Mama banned me. Bit of a long shot in there, and you are on the 7, and that is Whiting Field. If it's not the 2 horses that just broke their maiden, this is a very, very logical horse.
Yeah, I think he is. His 2 Tapeta starts, barring not the last one, but the 2 before that, they were good efforts. It was a maiden-breaking win. The group of $25,000 level was way too tough, and he finished 5th. Now he's slowly going back down to, I think, a much better spot, and I think it's a good sign that Louis Saez gets aboard. But I tried that yesterday with the cool tricks, and it didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
Rohan a little bit slow this weekend.
I agree with that. Agree with that totally. I'm on Dixie Preach, who had a trip and was just an absolute month the best last time.
It was her turn.
Yeah, it was his turn.
His turn, pardon me.
1 for 19, but also 1 for 1 now.
Yeah. There you go.
Painfully slow race for the level. That's why Growth Mindset the 4 is your morning line favorite. You don't have him anywhere?
No, I don't. Did I miss him? I guess.
I think you missed him, but he doesn't have to win. But I think you might have missed him.
Yeah, I think I did too. He did, at a big price
from
too.
a bad post too.
Yep.
Giovannino. Let's take a look at him in Kuwait Towers.
Yep.
Kuwait Towers is the horse that almost won the Rainbow for somebody, right? At $1 million to 1, 2 back.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, and he backed it up last time. He ran well.
He did. And this race here, I think in hindsight, the Rimerton race is okay, honestly.
Agreed.
I think so. Rimerton was second on Thursday. Ironman Jimmy was third. So there's Kuwait Towers doing his thing. Giovannino just kind of galloping in a little bit.
Yeah, Giovannino's the type of horse that, like, on paper was 15-1, but Irad gets aboard and he's 5-1, and he's the fade in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you agree with that too. Fade with
you
him.
want Kuwait Towers, even though he's a big price. If you want, I would prefer Kuwait Towers.
Yeah, I agree with that. 4 down. When we come back, we'll take a break here. There are 6 to go. The Rainbow Six, $150,000. Hey, Ron Nicoletti is bopping around, emceeing and signing autographs. Master of Ceremonies. He is back today. He's got his Rainbow. He'll be out here for the opener. Stay tuned. We'll take a peek at it.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. Beautiful Sunday fun day here at Gulfstream Park. The weather behind us is absolutely phenomenal. We're going to kick this card off in about 42 minutes, but the Rainbow Six will kick off a little later than that, about 2:20 in the p.m. $150,000 in your estimated jackpot. I think it'll be comfortably over that today. And Ronnie's back. He'll be back here with us at least. He's been here doing his thing all weekend, helping out with that Jockeys and Jeans, which was a phenomenal. Thanks to everybody who participated and donated. You were kind of got a glimpse of it as well, and very, very well received. Thank you for everybody. How about that? All these 17 Hall of Fame jockeys front and center.
Yeah, it was so cool, right? And a big donation they got yesterday. You all saw them in the winner's circle, and just so much history between all of them.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just the absolute legends of the turf were here at Gulfstream Park this weekend. Pretty cool.
Some people older than Ron, which is hard to believe.
Well, I don't know about that. But speaking of legends of the turf, Ron's got the Rainbow Six, so we'll take a look at it now at the old 4320.
You can see the 5, 6, and 7. He just pretty much has the logical horses, but race 8, there's his single of Soul Hope. That's my top pick. It's a competitive race. I think that he should get it done there. That's probably his best bet. Race 9, just 2 for him, Concrete Glory and Suncroft for Brad Coxon. In race number 10, it's a spread race. I don't disagree with him. He's got Corruption, Cousin Ed, War Officer, and Doctor's Order. So the 2 Cassie runners, and then the 2 other ones that look like ones that they're going to bet in the last race, I would say.
You know, I don't know if Safi's playing poker with a couple of aces or what. Soul Hope in for a tag rubbed me just a little bit the wrong way.
I could see that.
That's all. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But we'll get to race 5 right now. Mile and 70 on the Tapeta, $8,000 3Ls, 4-year-olds and up. A clean field of 7 in here. Huge, I'm going to assume, a huge favorite in Forwardly, and I was not looking to beat him.
Nope. He got back to the Tapeta last time, and just kind of, I don't want to say the light bulb came on because that's not really the way to put it, but he lost a lot of ground for one on the far turn, and I think I like this post position. I like Amisael stays, and I think he should be the winner here. Should be.
Yeah, the other good thing for him is he's not coming out of the race that was won by the doorman like everybody else is. And what do you do with that race?
I don't like that race at all. The doorman was a horse that you look at the form and you go, why did this horse decide to win today? It was just a poster Tapeta race where eventually everybody has their turn, so I'm going to completely go against it.
Yeah, Nathaniel's Hope, who's the 3, ran second in that race at 25-1. He was dead last in his next start out. Candy Street, who was the 1, was 5-2 in that race. He was beaten 10 lengths. And then there's the other one on the outside, and that's Team Captain, who was 3rd, beaten 6 lengths. And none of these horses, you can't trust any of them.
No, not
so
at
it's Forwardly or bust to me. And
Yep.
I would be aggressive with singling him and kick off the Rainbow, and then maybe getting a little funky elsewhere and trying to come up with some big numbers. Late pick 5 kicks off in race number 6, and we did the same thing yesterday. I love this. 6 furlongs for the 3-year-olds in race 4. 6 furlongs for the fillies today, and then a mile for the 3-year-olds yesterday in race 7. We'll do it for the gals in race 6 today at 1 mile and a maiden special weight. Let's take a look at Samantha's late 5 ticket, and then we'll get back into a fun one here.
Yeah, and this race, of course, I can look at them, and that will kind of change things. But race 7, it's a spread race to me. I do have the 10 on top, Heals the Soul. Race number 8, I have got the 1 on top. That is Soul Hope. A couple other contenders. I think that I like Tiffany Gold, and I really like Shoshana. I think that this mare might be rounding into a good spot here. Race 9, there's my single of Concrete Glory. I went back and forth. I almost changed the complexity of this ticket totally and went down with Caramel Chip as well and whittled down earlier on. So that's just some thoughts here. I think Caramel Chip is really sneaky.
They ran big last time.
Yeah, if you're playing a big ticket, you can do something else, but this is just the bare bones. And in race number 10, I've got Corruption on top. Not sold on Corruption by any means, but I do have that horse on top.
Skate Away and Grand were the 2 Pletcher runners, first-time starters that won those races yesterday, and both of them very, very likely going places as Todd has each and every winter unleashes them down here, and we saw a couple yesterday. I don't know about this one compared to yesterday with these newly 3-year-old fillies. It's going to take a little sorting out, I think. You're going to go with Go Amy. DeBona, maybe he's getting going a little bit. He's picked up a couple wins, right?
Yeah, he has. On figures, she she should run very well here.
Okay.
But I think that the Lasix on is going to help. You're going to probably get a really short price. Well, I don't know what they'll do. What are they going to do with this? IRAD gets aboard. So
I hope you get 8-1 on her.
She is a little bit of, but she's got race experience, so that's what I like about her.
I'm going to just be blunt about it. If she wins this race, that's an indictment on the rest of this field.
Yeah, that's a great point.
She couldn't win for 50.
No, she couldn't.
Okay.
That's fair. Nope.
Not that I have anything clever here, but Madam Opus for Brown, they paid $700. The works, not that we could see any of them, but they have really, really strong, especially for Payson. I love the post here, and the gut says she could be okay, and if she's okay, that's a problem for the rest of them because any of the afternoon horses have not been okay.
She was the most expensive practical joke filly to sell at that OBS April sale. She worked 10 flat, and she worked early. She worked at 8 a.m., so it was 53 degrees. It was quick. She's a big filly. She almost looks like a colt. She's got a beautiful long stride. She's very fluid. I just think that she might need a race.
It's possible. Most of these Brown runners typically do, but he unleashed Top Connor here last year, and he won on debut.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Into Royalty, I think, could move way up with Lasix on a Bill Mott runner that chased and tired, was asked to do a lot at a mile on debut.
Yeah, this horse is very small to me, and had a breastplate on, which is what keeps the saddle from moving back because they don't have enough body in order to keep it from sliding back. So these are just kind of, I'm nitpicking, but these are just some negatives about her.
Ragba, the Shadwell homebred for Pletcher. You know, I'm never playing these, but let's take a look. You said this horse did work pretty well.
Yeah, the further she went, the better she was going. So this is towards the end of the work. And Permissione, that horse they gave away for 35 last week. But look at Ragba just drawing away here. Now, when you're drawing away on Permissione, I don't think that that's a great thing. But you just see she never lost momentum. I mean, she's almost working close to, she's working like 3/4 there pretty much. So that's what I wanted to point out with there. Johnny V won, of course, on the 2 Todd Pletcher runners yesterday. But there you go. Shadwell doesn't typically win first time out.
No, I can't even come up with one. So that's why I said this horse could be okay, but maybe today.
Maybe not today.
Yeah, and maybe not today. Late pick 4 in race number 7, and it's going to be at 5.5 on the Tapeta. $10,000 claimer here. Scratch the long shot. Oxymore, the 4. Let's take a quick look at my ticket, and then this could be a problematic race for I think a lot of people. You see a 4x4 double to kick it off for me. Race number 8. The top pick is the 9. I've got the 1 in second, but I'm going to try to get maybe a little clever with American Starlet. The single best bet of the day is Suncroft. Good spot for that one on the comeback. And race 10, the 8. If it's not War Officer, and War Officer could be 2 to 5 in that race. If it's not him, I don't know who it is, but I did toss in the cousin Ed as well for Lisa Lewis. But honestly, this was an $8 ticket. I just wanted to spice it up a little bit.
Spice it up.
Yeah, War Officer, short number in the finale. Back to race number 7. We're going to start with you. I've got my long shot in here, but we'll start with you with the 10. Heels, our old buddy, Heels of Soul, is back raging again. 9 for 21 on the Tapeta.
Oh, God, and not without drama.
Every single
time. They've got him figured out now. They bring him in a race before, they saddle him, and they just make him walk around, and he does it. He's fresh. I think a fresh Heels the Soul is a dangerous Heels the Soul in more ways than one. But we'll take a look at him here. You know, if he's being a bad actor, he's usually pretty live.
That's actually weirdly right.
Yeah, and if he's too calm, then I know that I'm dead in the water with him.
Yep, and Team Mubarak got all out of him last time.
Did.
Boy, he fired a big shot in here.
Yep.
I'm on the 6, okay? The Mirages, Collins got the 5, Aubrey's got the 6. Rajiv is on the 5. Christian Mirage with a weight allowance is on the 6.
Yeah.
They're all supposed to go early. I'll take the one that's outside. Jet Wings has stopped on a dime of late. I don't know. He's sneaky in here to me.
He is a worse actor than Heels the Soul, too.
This
is going to be a wild.
Yeah.
Watch out on the horse path because
get it.
Jet Wings, he was a little bit better last time. He was so horrible to saddle back in November.
Yep.
It was so bad. Watch him.
I think I don't know, I might be totally wrong. I think he's sneaky in here as the Mirages can be. Dropkick Murphy off the Barboza claim with a good effort last time.
Huge numbers off a claim for this barn here, and this horse is drawn well.
Gephardt is your morning line favorite. You got Moscow home yesterday. It's 16 to 1, and here's Irad coming right back. This horse was 90 cents on the dollar last time.
Yeah. Gephardt. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
I've got him in my ticket.
Yeah, I don't like him really. Down from there, he'll have to run his eyeballs out to win this. But you got Irad, and the short number last time says they'll come back to him today. Fun one in race number 8 now to kick off the late pick 3. It's an optional claimer for the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. Scratch the 8 on the payroll. Scratch the 10 trumpets. We'll go snappy 5 on the turf again with the rails at 38 feet. You already talked about Soul Hope. Let's show it to him. Going to have to work out a trip. There's a lot of speed in here, but I do think this is the horse to beat.
I think so too. This was back in October. The rails were at 52 feet this day. Soul Hope, that was the first start with Safi Joseph, and just in a hand ride here. Well, you flagged a little bit, but I thought this was a big effort. Now, Bustin' Bullet, I just wanted to point out that that's the stablemate, but you really just want Soul Hope here. And I think that there's a lot of heat in this race. Well, I know that there's a lot of heat in this race. On paper, it should be. And I think she'll be able to work out a trip with Edgar.
I hope, because that's not ideal to be down in there with all this speed, and she's going to get shuffled potentially and just hope a seam opens. What about in for 62.50? That bugged me a little bit.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. I get it.
And she's a 6-year-old now. You have no conditions really. So I think I don't mind it. It's C2 racing.
Yeah,
it's
she
okay.
wasn't in last time for a tag.
No,
that's
she
why.
wasn't.
I've got the 9 in here. It's a admitted stab. Draw a line through the Abadantia last time, but to be perfectly honest with you, she didn't completely embarrass herself. I like this post. Javier will put her in the race, but not, getting involved with the craziness that'll go on up front.
Yeah, exactly. And drawn much better for her closing style too than the 1.
Morning line favorite is Band on the Run, and maybe I'll look foolish by 350 or what, but Irad lands here for Clement. They bet this horse twice up in Maryland, and she is darn fast.
She is. What do you do?
I don't know.
Was on the bench from June to November of this year at least, and now look, there's only 4 works on the page for her, so she's really fresh. She's speedy. If she brings the heat, I have no idea what to do with. She was tough for me. I don't know.
Yeah, Irad doesn't ride a lot for Clement, but when he does, the stats are out of this world. So I think they're going to bet her. How much remains to be seen, but she is dangerous to me. Race number 9. It's an optional claimer as well. 7 furlongs on a fast main track. These are 4 and up. We do have a scratch of the rail, the 1 pure class. Concrete Glory going to try right back. Boy, did he romp last time at Churchill Downs. Samantha, that race just sticks out like a sore thumb to me, and that's why I was a little leery.
Yeah.
Does he regress a little bit?
Well, we'll look at the replay here. We'll show it to you because Bob did a lot of hard work on this. But there's Carmel Chip, and here's Concrete Glory. Concrete Glory, the Churchill track just really suits his style. Just you hug the rail and you just run on with it there, and he just drew off. Now Carmel Chip is making up a lot of ground there, and Carmel Chip is the other one for me. I did single Concrete Glory. I thought this was a tour de force. He's been working well since this last race in November at Churchill. But man, Carmel Chip, it looks dangerous.
Carmel Chip was just 4th in the Mr. Prospector behind Mufasa and White Abario. He was about 11 wide on the far turn, and he was 102 to 1. He ran very, very well. My best bet is Suncroft. The Cox runners have all been so live here. We've got his last race, too.
Yeah, we do. Yep, this is where he finishes 3rd, and Mullican was a Grade 2 winner.
Well, Mullican, I want to say, don't quote me. Mullican was the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, he was. So this was back in June, so some time away, but I think it's good to see the company that he was keeping here.
and perfect post today as well. And Concrete Glory. If you just eliminate the Churchill race, and I'm not saying you can do that, his races are not as good as Suncroft's. Now, maybe Suncroft needs a race. Maybe Concrete Glory's taking his game to a new level. We'll figure it all out today, but it's a compelling feature in race number 9. Let's wrap things up on a firm turf course in race number 10. $35,000 maiden claimers here. 4-year-olds and up. Again, the rails are at 38 feet. Clean field of 10 with what's going to be a very, very short favorite in the 8 War Officer. But I like that you're going elsewhere with the 4 Corruption for Cassie. Got the tightener out of the way last time, right?
Yeah, and a big drop. And as he should. He wasn't 100% fit going into this last race, and it turned out to be an okay race. He was really just fit for about 5/8 of a mile, and that was it. So, yeah, I hope he's sharper today. The blinkers on, I don't necessarily like, but that's why I'm here, and I'm not a trainer. I like the drop in class. I don't think that you should be running to the windows on him if he's a super short price, because to be honest, he really didn't do a lot. But my point is he can move up. He's got to be more fit this time.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
He was 25-1 last time, and it kind of seems like it's right there in the form in front of you. This was the race they probably had in mind all along.
Right.
He gets it today. War Officer, they tried him 7 times in a maiden special weight, and he nibbled, and it didn't work out. We haven't seen him since March. Here he is for 35. But any one of his Tapeta or turf races will win this in a common gallop.
Yeah, they would. And he's gelded. He's back as a gelding, which I think is a good sign here. He's been off for some time. There was one work of him on December 21st, and I just thought it was I thought he might need a race, but that was 2 works ago, 3 works ago, so he could be much tighter.
A little tighter, yeah. McGinnis is the second choice on the morning line, a little bit ahead of your horse. That's because he's got good turf form at Ellis Park, and he'll now run on the turf for the first time since Nolan Ramsey claimed him.
Yeah, that's a great sign here as well, and I think that they're not losing. I mean, he's a $35,000 horse, I think so.
He's a dangerous horse in here. People are going to spread a little bit more to try to beat what could be a false favorite, to be sure. And I think we've got the logical Samantha on top, me underneath if the upset does occur. 10 for you here on an absolutely picture-perfect, beautiful Sunday at Gulfstream Park. Let's look back, though, at yesterday. Take a look at the lightning round. We have said this time and time again, and just watch the turf course. You get to the front, and you're probably going to win if you've got 4 really good legs, and that's what Ashima did.
Yeah, Ashima just really took the front and didn't look back. Great Venezuela got a little bit tired chasing. Ashima, it was a big victory.
Well, Salvatore Santoro has been just dynamite with this horse. She's now won 4 in a row and up the class ladder, and they were on Tapeta, actually, and she got to the turf yesterday. Kudos to you on your long shot, winning the Sunshine Classic. How about Lightning Tones?
Yeah.
Mr. One-turn, one-run, late-closing sprinter, and his last 2 races at 1 1/16 have been phenomenal.
It's so pertinent in these 1 1/16 races that you have a trip like that over the track, and this horse ran really, really well for everything considering. Secret Chat, I think we'll see him back to the 1 turn.
What a good job they've done off the claim for him. Carlos Navarez.
Yeah. Jorge Ruiz with a perfect ride, too, honestly.
Boy, we like him. That is to be sure. TT pick 3 right here in about 24 minutes, right?
Yep, it kicks off in the opener, so it's races 1, 8, and 10 today.
Keep you here from the start to the finish, and best bet for you.
It is in the second race with Searchy.
Okay. What about for me? I was looking back at yesterday. Oh, Suncroft, right, in the feature today, and that's a fun one as well. And how about your long shot?
And the opener, wow. Never mind.
Lower Broadway.
Yeah, the 2.
Well, it's early.
It is early. We'll see. There could be some moving and shaking.
Well, I hope you get at least 6.
I would not take anything less than 6 to 1 on this horse. There's too many questions.
I agree. I'm 76. Race 7 to the 6. Jet Wings We'll see. We can get a lot of weight off today. And we'll
watch him
see.
in the paddock.
Yes, watch him as well. Pete's upstairs, 23 minutes to the opener. Ronnie's coming back out here. We're so happy to have you aboard on a good 10-pack today. See you back here for race number 1.